Hello everybody, welcome to the Empressive channel. Gabrielle Union revealed that she lost the role on a show to another actress named Bianca Lawson because the executives told her she wasn't as pretty as Bianca. This did spark a lot of conversation about whether or not she was told this because she was dark-skinned. Now, I did first see this story on this blog called The Neighborhood Talk 2. I would highly suggest you all check out their Instagram page because they're always up to date when it comes to the latest celebrity news stories. So when you get a chance, follow The Neighborhood Talk 2. But anyway, this is where I first saw this story. Now, Gabrielle Union did do an interview some months back with AOL Build, and she did express some resentment for losing her first role on a sitcom to another actress. She auditioned to be on a sitcom called Good Behavior alongside Sherman Hemsley, but she was denied the role because the executives felt like she wasn't pretty enough.
I mean, there's a rejection from 96. If you think that I haven't forgotten who said it, I live for an FU moment. I'm like the player that got traded in the middle of the season and comes back to like kill their previous team in the finals. Like, I live for these moments. And I remember I was auditioning and I was testing for a pilot on UPN. Google the network, it no longer exists. Coincidence? I think not. But it was between me and another girl. Well, she's known, Bianca Lawson from Queen Sugar fame, who's lovely. And they said she ended up getting the job. And my manager was like, why? Is there anything that we can give her to work on for the next gig? And they were like, no, Bianca's just prettier. Okay. But what do you, like, there's nothing I can do with it. I can't go to a class to get better at that.
When I first heard this, I was like, wow. You could clearly see that this is something that still bothers Gabrielle because when she talks about it, there is still some bitterness that she harbors towards the situation. And honestly, I don't blame her for feeling the way she does. She didn't have to throw shade, but I understand why she felt the way she felt. This was one of the earlier roles that she did audition for, and to be told that she didn't get a role because she's not as pretty as the other actress must have really crushed her self-esteem. And she did say the actress she lost her role to was Bianca Lawson. Bianca has starred in a lot of TV series, and she's mostly known for her roles in Pretty Little Liars, Teen Wolf, Vampire Diaries, and her current role in Queen Sugar. Also, another fun fact, she is the stepdaughter of Tina Lawson and the stepsister of Beyonce and Solange. But this is the actress who Gabrielle lost her role to, and honestly, when you compare these two, both of them are equally beautiful. So I do find it interesting that the producers would tell Gabrielle that she didn't get the role because she's not as pretty as Bianca. I found it interesting for two reasons. One of the reasons is they basically were saying that Gabrielle's acting skills didn't matter, her looks did. And the second reason is they indirectly told Gabrielle that she's not an option because she's dark-skinned and she's not as pretty as the light-skinned option, Bianca. That to me is basically what they were saying. Now, some people may disagree with this, but I do believe colorism plays a big part in this. And it's something that some people don't want to be honest about, but when some people describe what they think is beautiful or attractive, oftentimes they put light-skinned women into that category, but look at dark-skinned women as less attractive or even ugly. I mean, let's look at the Basketball Wives situation where one of the women on the show, Evelyn Lozada, was calling her castmate OG ugly. And I found this interesting because when you look at OG and Evelyn and you compare them facially, they both are on par with each other and they have similar features, but Evelyn is lighter, so therefore she feels emboldened to call someone like OG ugly when in reality, she looks more like OG than she realizes. But the only reason she's calling OG ugly is because OG is dark-skinned and she doesn't want to admit that. And that brings me back to the topic of Gabrielle Union. The only reason why those producers thought she wasn't as pretty as Bianca is because she's dark-skinned. Now, Gabrielle didn't say it, but she did intentionally name the actress so people can catch the drift, and I totally understand that. And that's no shade to Bianca. I think Bianca is a talented actress, and she definitely deserves the roles that she lands, but it is true that colorism is a big thing in Hollywood, and it definitely affects more dark-skinned actresses than it does light-skinned actresses. In this case, it affected Gabrielle, and Gabrielle needs to know that she's absolutely stunning, and whoever told her that she wasn't as attractive as someone else was tripping. Now, I do want to move on to another topic, and it is music related. I want to talk about Summer Walker and SZA. Now, there might be a little bit of tension between these two, and I want to get into that. But first, I want to congratulate Summer Walker for her album Over It. Over It sold 134,000 units in the first week of its release, and it sold 14,000 copies in pure sales. And she also debuted at number 2 at the Billboard Hot 200 Albums charts. This right here is a big deal for R&B music, and it comes to show that R&B is making a big resurgence. It's being said that Summer Walker's Over It album is the biggest debut album from a female R&B artist in over 10 years, and it had the biggest first week streams from a female R&B artist ever. Summer Walker's first week sales for her debut album actually outperformed some of her counterparts' first week sales, like her, Ella Mai, and SZA. So this is really big, and I did get a chance to listen to the album myself, and I actually enjoy it. I do think it's a solid R&B album. I like songs like It, Potential, Body, and Come Through featuring Usher. I also like her new single Playing Games featuring Bryson Tiller. It's sonically cohesive, and it has a modern day R&B sound that I really like, but she also stays true to her R&B roots, which I also like. I never expected to be a Summer Walker fan, but she honestly won me over with this album. Her music and talent is undeniable, and I'm so glad that she's having this type of success, especially as a new artist who hasn't had heavy promotion. So I am happy for Summer Walker, but I do notice that some SZA fans aren't necessarily that thrilled about her because they feel like Summer Walker bit SZA's sound. And I have to say this, I think Summer Walker and SZA are different artists. They might have some similar cadences, but vocally, they both are different. Their music and their vibe is a little different. But I will give SZA credit for introducing a new sound to R&B and also opening doors for other upcoming female R&B artists. So SZA deserves that credit. I think if it wasn't for the success of SZA, the industry probably wouldn't have been able to embrace artists like Summer or her and Ella Mai as easily. And that's not to say they wouldn't have been successful, but there wouldn't have been that wide open door for them to really push through. And I think SZA opened that door, but I am seeing a lot of people make comparisons between SZA and Summer Walker, and I think SZA's team is not too happy with that. Now, SZA's record label owner named Punch, who happens to be the president of Top Dog Entertainment, kind of had some salty feelings about Summer Walker outperforming SZA's Control album when Summer announced that she has the biggest debut album from a female R&B artist in over 10 years. He tweeted this: "Never been a fan of creating a false narrative to push sales or buzz. They get creative though, I'll tell you that, laugh out loud. Dudes will make up a whole stat that's impossible to verify. My album is the first one to sell 314 copies at 3:14 a.m. on a Tuesday by an artist with a headache." Now, that was obvious shade directed towards Summer. Also, there's another person who tweeted this, who had the best project, and it had the debut albums from her, Ella Mai, Summer Walker, and SZA on there. And Punch responded and said, "Laugh out loud." And somebody said, "Tell him to stop playing with you, Punch." And he said, "Laugh out loud, they know." Also, last month he responded to a tweet of a person saying, "It really upsets me that videos like this of SZA don't go viral, sounding just like the track." And he said, "Never mind who changed the game and opened doors for a lot of artists to follow. They'll get a reminder soon. Laugh out loud." So it seems to me as if the head of TDE is feeling the pressure of his artist SZA getting competition from other female R&B artists. And I will say this, I think everybody has room to shine. SZA still has a fan base that's going to rock with her regardless, and I'm sure a lot of her fans are waiting for her to release new music, but she is taking some time off right now, I assume, to work on new music. music, but now that she's taken time off, there's other female R&B artists who are coming out and they're getting some shine, and Summer Walker is one of those artists. Now is her time to shine, and I do hope that Summer and SZA are able to collaborate on a song one day. I think a lot of people would respond well to them collaborating, so I do hope that one day they're able to come together and create a song. That would be fire. But I do have a question to y'all. What do y'all think about Summer's album, and do you think Summer is biting SZA's style like some people are saying? Tell me what you think about it down below. Anyway, please like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video if you care. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.